Hi, good morning everybody and welcome to week 7. Dr. Bob here. Hope you're all having a good start of your week. Okay, so deviance and social control this week, but before we talk about that, I would like to talk about the midterm exams. Most of them came in just fine, looked really good. I didn't see any major issues there. Now keep in mind when I'm reviewing the exams, my typical procedure is this. I'll read through all of them and then without grading them. And then before I apply a grade, then I'll read through them a second time, a little more carefully. And then this gives me a feel for what the class is as a group, or maybe what I need to perhaps focus on as we go forward. But I didn't see any issues there. Everything looked really good to me. A few of you may not have gotten the grade you were hoping for. For that, I always encourage you to send me an email, ask me why, and I'll discuss it with you. But really quickly, in a nutshell, I can tell you, for those of you who answered the research question about the 8 research steps, specifically, I was looking for you to list those each steps and then tell me, go through them as you completed your exam in answering the other question in the exam. So anyway, that was about it for the midterm exam. Everything looked real good there. I am starting to get some questions about your public sociology paper, and I want to emphasize that it's a public sociology paper. What does that mean? Public sociology is the idea that we use our skills as sociologists to try to make our corner of the world better. We're not out to fix the world's problems, but we are out to recognize the fact that there are problems within our community, regardless of how you define community. I live in a rural county right now. That's my community. Our problems are different than when I lived in Las Vegas for 40 years. Different problems. Some of the same issues as well, like homelessness, like poverty, education, and then other differences like tariffs on some of the products that the farmers produce here. Something we didn't deal with in Las Vegas. So anyway, those are what I'm talking about when I say community social problems. And they can be broad as homelessness, as education, poverty, those kind of things. But I always ask that you try to bring the focus into your local community, whatever topic you decide. Some of the best ways to do that is through data. See if there's any local data about the issue that you're talking about. That's a good way to bring it home into your community and say, look, this isn't just a problem for the state or the country or whatever. It's a problem right here at home. So, okay, and all the topics look good so far. Just make sure if you have a minute to shoot me a quick email, run it by me. Very rarely do I see a topic that I say no to. And that is because it doesn't really identify a social problem in your community or address how you're going to perhaps alleviate that problem. Okay, that's all I have on that. Again, it is due November 25th, I believe. Let me take a quick look at the calendar. Yes, November 25th. So get on it. That's this month. If you haven't started already, I suggest you start with an outline and then fill in the blanks. Okay, let's see what else I have for me on my notes. Okay, deviance. It's a 2-part question this week on the deviance question. And look, the first part is the notion of consensual versus criminal. Drug use is a perfect example of that. If a person consensually agrees to buy drugs and injects them in your body, the question is, what right does the government or anybody else have to say that I can't do that, right? Yet it is a criminal offense in all 50 states, depending on the types of drugs you use. So the question again becomes why? Why is that consensual versus criminal? The other part of it is, why have things evolved? What things have we seen evolve in society? For example, again, Dr. Bob's like 100 years old. Well, when I was a kid, it would have seemed highly unusual for a gay couple even to recognize or to admit, to identify as a gay couple. And on top of that, perhaps to teach school, to adopt a child, to run for public office, unthinkable. So that has, some say, evolved in society. It has certainly changed, and that's social change. And it didn't come about, quickly or without a lot of struggle. And that's the whole idea behind social movements that push for social change. So those are your 2 parts of the question today. I'm just under 5 minutes now. Again, as always, please send me an email through Canvas if you have any questions. Otherwise, I wish you all a great week. Stay busy on that paper. Talk to you soon. Goodbye.